Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Mr. Muskie Charters, offering full-service guided fishing trips for walleye, muskie, bass, and sturgeon on Lake St. Clair and the Detroit and St. Clair rivers. Booking information is online at mrmuskiecharters.com.
Do you have a hunting invention and don't know where to turn? With over 25 years of experience in the hunting industry, Greg Abbas has helped hundreds of inventors reach their dreams and can help you too. To find out more, visit our website or give us a call today.
Hey everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson and we've got an all-new show for you this week. The fishing is on fire all across the state. Jordan's going to bring you a big lake fishing story from Lake Michigan, and Jimmy has some other fun in store for us this week too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We are going to take a break from the turkey hunting on this week's show, and after we hit the big water, we're going to hit the PM River for the trout opener. We're also going to stop in with the Allendale Fly Fishing Club, let you see what they're all about, and we're going to have time for a tip on this week's show on how to find more morels. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's destination since 1988. By Grilla Grills of Holland, Michigan, makers of wood pellet, charcoal grills, and professional pellet smokers. Grilla Grills are designed for ease of use to improve your grilling and smoking skills. More information at grillagrills.com. By Angler Qwest Pontoons, a mid-Michigan company building boats for fishermen by fishermen. Angler Qwest Pontoons are designed for comfort and functionality. On the web at anglerquestpontoons.com.
Soaking in the rich tradition of Michigan hunting for over 30 years, Vanguard is proud to sponsor our friends at Michigan Out of Doors TV.
We're going out of St. Joe, Benton Harbor, out of the St. Joe River. We're gonna head out down the coast about 6 to 8 miles and run some thin fins, some Brad's fins, and hopefully get some kingos. Last night we had some good king action, caught some really nice fish, so we're just gonna take a nice downwind stroke, nice downwind sweep through the zone we've been fishing and hopefully get some fish, and we'll see what happens.
Our plan was to start out by chasing kings in the same area where the guys had caught a few the night before, with a backup plan to fish for cohos in shallow water if we couldn't find the kings.
All right, we're running kind of a shallow running crankbait, thin fin, Brad's fins type body baits here, a lot of oranges. We're going to stagger them in the water column vertically by using lead core. This particular side is going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 color lead core. Other side, we're going to run some copper, some different other means to get them down a little bit and stagger them in the water column. We're in about 25 to 40 foot of water, and once we get a depth that seems to be an active area where we're taking a lot of fish, we'll target a few more baits in there, and hopefully we can get a few on the deck.
Michigan lake trout.
Laker. Not what we were really expecting, but we'll take them. We're on the board anyway.
There's another one.
Yep. Hey, Dan.
Get the clicker out of the way.
What do we got going on here?
Double.
Got a little double action going. I got a little custom painted hot and talk by Yak Lures here. Something I use walleye fishing. Thought we'd give it a try out here. See what
There's
happens.
something on there. It's not much. Just got a little beef to it.
That'd be a triple.
Yeah, that would be a triple.
Full of vinegar. Oh, look at how beautiful that one is.
Oh. Nice looking fish.
Well, we hit this. We hit a triple. Actually, we had a quad, and then when we cleaned things up, we realized that we had a little coho on our diver. Well, in the spring of the year down here in the southern part of the lake, these fish tend to be in small groups and pods or even schools. So most generally when you get into a bite like that and these coho stay in a smaller group, you want to spin the boat, get after it, get right back on and go right back through them. And usually you can produce a large box of fish in a short period of time. You end up figure eight in a location as you're going, and you just kind of keep up with wherever those fish move. You just keep on them by doing your little figure eight in the water, and it keeps you on the bite.
A lot of Lakers in this zone. Was not expecting that. Last night's King extravaganza is what we're on. Tonight, Lakers and cohos. Fish on. One color.
The old one color.
Well, we were having a tough time finding the kinks today, but the lake trout were getting bigger. Today we were fishing off of a pontoon that's designed for the big water and all of the equipment that you need to fish it.
First of all, this Angler Qwest 824 Pro Troll is a triple tube. I look at the triple tube as a key thing for the big water to give you that little extra buoyancy to keep you up on top rather than pushing water. You're up on top, skipping on it. It just helps performance, helps you, enables you to hang a bigger motor to be able to give you the good performance. This boat also is equipped with a nice big live well in the back that you may have seen that we put the fish in. We're using it as a cooler today. It's pretty cold out here. It's a 26-gallon live well, and on the rear of the boat, the gunnels, or we call it our binary wall system. It's a 4.5-inch wide double wall system. Allows us to put track systems for putting rod holder systems, downriggers, things of that nature. Also, the big radar arch that's above me here is a really unique feature. Really helps put a good vertical spread to your rod holders, and when you adjust them, it keeps them nice and high and off the water for when you're running boards. Looks like we got another fish going. Coho. Well, in my opinion, the cohos, are all in the lower part of Lake Michigan. Early in the year, very temperature oriented. I'm not sure exactly what bait fish they're targeting, but they're obviously traveling north as the water warms, and the southern lake is just so predominant with these cohos. And as things progress throughout the year, they slide their way up the coast, and we're still very low down in the southern part of the lake right now, but as time goes on, they're going to migrate their way up, and in my opinion, it's all food oriented, food based, traveling, trying to find that meal to keep them growing.
Catch of the day right there.
You're gonna have to hold that one really close to the camera.
Yeah.
What is that, a little king or a little coho?
Let's try to get the hooks out of him, getting back in the water. There we go. Put that back. We got one. It's a silverfish. We got a tugger. Got a wire diver, so we can't get too horsey with it. Yep. Right back downwind. Spring King ornery. Well, we've had a pretty productive afternoon. We've been picking away. It seems to have caught a few more lake trout than cohos, and we've had some smaller fish, and we've been waiting to see a king bite or a big fish bite, and we think we finally had it happen when this diver took off. Get close here. This is the fish we've been waiting for all afternoon. And hopefully we can get it in the net here in just a second.
That's a nice fish.
Even though we didn't catch as many kings as we were hoping for, it felt good to be back on the open water. Special thanks to Brad and Dan for having me out for a fun night of fishing here on Lake Michigan.
Well, one longtime tradition here in the state of Michigan is the trout opener. No matter where you are, it is a lot of fun, and even if the fishing is slow, it is always a great time to be on the water.
I had good luck on this spot last year, so that's what drew me here today. But just looking for holes and darker runs.
And then are you hoping to catch steelhead and or trout, or what are you targeting?
Normally pick up both,
Okay.
but I prefer steelhead even though it's trout opener.
Okay. And what is for someone who's not a trout fisherman, what's a big trout? Like,
I saw a 25-incher brown come out of here.
Wow.
Just down from here.
That's really big.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
So if you catch a 10-incher, is that pretty good?
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay.
That's probably what you typically find in here.
Okay. How many guys will be on the river tomorrow?
Don't know. I've never fished up here for the trout opener.
Okay.
We're normally up here 3 weeks earlier than this. So, and the river's not too bad, but we'll see with the trout opener tomorrow.
Since the stretch of the river is already open to fishing, the guys were able to target some fish the night before the traditional trout opener. And at least one of the guys from our group was able to tie into a nice brown right at sunset.
There's a few, definitely a few in there.
Steelhead?
Yep. Some big ones.
Just not eating?
Not eating yet, no.
Yeah? What kind of patterns are you guys throwing right now?
Some egg patterns, maybe some stone flies.
And this is a flies only section, right?
That's right, no kill, flies only on the Pure Marquette.
Okay. So you're handicapping yourself
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. We're hoping they're more interested in eating up here. So, we do what they call a chuck and duck, where you have the sinker ahead of the fly or two. Two is the maximum number of flies you can have.
Okay.
He's got a fat tail. That's a big fish.
What a nice fish. Got him?
This might be a quick one. Let's get a quick
Yep,
one.
let's hold him up. Nice job, Georgie.
Thank you, thank you.
What a beautiful fish.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
Been chasing him all day.
We're gonna put him back.
All right.
There you go.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice job. Well, thank you guys for helping out.
You bet. Anytime. You bet. Pseudo guides. Yeah.
Coming around the bend at the right time.
Yep, one day.
Awesome. Thanks,
Grand
guys.
Rapids, See you guys.
Yeah, see you. Thank you.
Alex and Garrett.
Yep.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
What happened there, Georgie?
Just got lucky. Just picked up a fish. These guys happened to be coming around the bend and net it for me. And first fish of the day, so we've been after them all day long and just got lucky.
So what you changed up your setup a little bit, right?
Just went a little bit lighter line, yeah. That's the only change I made today is a little lighter setup, and I don't know, it's fortunate, it's great.
Nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
Lots of fish in the river, but not a lot biting on this trip. What a great time. Good guys, lots of stories, late night card games, campfires, and spending all day on the river. Just about perfect here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Well, as you can see, even when the fishing is not red hot, Trout Camp is a very special place. What we're going to do right now is show you what a group of folks are doing to try to get more people into the outdoors, especially into fly fishing. A few weeks back found me in Allendale, just outside of Grand Rapids, to check out the Allendale Fly Fishing Club. Anytime we can shine a light on schools getting kids outdoors, well, we want to jump at the chance.
This is the Allendale Middle School Fly Fishing Club. We've been doing this for the last couple of years, and it's the first time that we've gotten out fishing this year.
Okay, and how did this whole thing get started?
It started just an idea that I had. I've been fly fishing for a few years and talked to my principal about it, and he's an avid outdoorsman as well, so he thought that it'd be a great idea to get some kids opportunity that they haven't had before.
The reason we want to show you little fishing groups like this is that hopefully it will inspire some of you to start one in your part of the state, getting kids exposed to fishing.
My homemade streamer, man.
Look at this guy. What was that, first cast?
Yeah. This is my homemade streamer, basically a popper with the head that I tore off.
Nice.
Well, bluegills tore it off.
We've got kind of a wide range of skill levels. Some of the boys have been out before. A lot of them, this is the first time that they've picked up a fly rod. So we've started by just teaching them the basic casting, different knots. We worked on last week because the weather was so bad, and then how to read water and things like that. Seem to be having a good time. The first couple of weeks we just casted in the gym because we still had snow on the ground. But they were just telling me how much fun they have just casting, so I gotta imagine they're gonna have fun today too.
I asked Adam how he was able to start this little club, and if someone wanted to start something like this, just what did they need to get started? I think really many of you watching could get something like this started pretty easily.
We contacted Cabela's to see what they could do, and Cabela's actually donated 4 of the rods and then sold the club another 5 at the employee discount. So Cabela's has been a huge help for us. yeah, we're working on some fundraisers too, so that we can do some other things. My principal would kind of like to see this get turned into fly tying in the winter, so we're working on some fundraisers to maybe raise some funds for that too.
Hey, nice job, young man.
Thank you.
First bass of the day. See if you hold him up really close to the camera, he'll look bigger.
Fishing for me has always been a big part of my life, and it's always just been a relaxing kind of getaway. And I think with some of the stresses that are in a kid's life these days, it's great for them to be able to get a new chance to go try something outdoors and hopefully find something that is relaxing and kind of a good way to burn off some energy.
It's a little bit more tricky.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Than regular fishing?
Yeah, I'm used to using, spinning reel and bait caster, but with this you can see all the blow-ups and stuff on top.
Yeah, it's
It's a
kind of
little
cool.
bit more challenging.
Did I hear you say you've been practicing your casting?
Yeah,
Nice.
just about every night I'll be in my front yard practicing casting and stuff.
Now, do you guys try to get it in like buckets and stuff like that? Do you have something to aim at, or how do you practice for this?
Normally when we're in the gym practicing, I'll use hula hoops.
Oh, okay.
But when I'm in my yard, I just pick a little spot in the grass to
Okay.
aim for.
Nice. Who knows? Maybe this will spur these kids into a lifetime of fishing, and it all takes just a few fly rods and a backyard pond. Thanks to all at the Allendale Fly Fishing Club.
We're going to wrap up this week's show by doing something a little bit different, and that is a tip of the week. Now, this is something we hope to do a little more frequently, whether it's hunting or fishing or shooting. Try to give you guys a few more tips to be successful in the woods. Today, we're going to talk about morel mushrooms. It's that time of the year. I've been out quite a bit the last few weeks, and it has been incredible here in southern Michigan. So we'll try to give you a few tips to help you find more mushrooms next time you hit the woods. Now, I'm by no means a mushroom expert, but over the last couple of years, I have gotten pretty good at finding them here in the central part of the state. And a big key to my success is looking for dead elm trees. The key is to find elm trees that have just died. The first year after they completely die is the best time to find mushrooms around that tree. If a tree's been dead for 4, 5, 6 years, a lot of times it'll stop yielding any mushrooms. So you're kind of wasting your time looking around old dead elm trees. Now, before I go too far, it's important to say that mushrooms can grow anywhere. I've done segments when people are finding them in live maple trees, other segments where people just happen to find them on the same hillside every year, regardless of the trees. So they can grow anywhere, but if you're going to focus your efforts, you really want to look for dead elm trees in this part of the state. Another important thing to mention is proximity to the tree. Now, a smaller elm tree will usually only have mushrooms around the first few feet of the tree, but a big elm tree will often have mushrooms 20 or 30 feet away from the base of the tree, and sometimes even farther. So if you find a couple mushrooms near the base and it's a big elm and it's in the right spot, make sure you take the time to look a little further around the tree, kind of back that proximity up a little bit, and more often than not, you'll find more mushrooms. Another thing that's important to key in on is hillsides. Now, usually a south-facing hillside or a west-facing hillside is best. That's not to say you can't find them on a north-facing hillside. It just seems like the numbers are better on a south or west-facing hillside. If you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of big hillsides like that, look for any change in the forest floor, whether it's just a little hump, a couple feet here or there. A lot of times that area, for whatever reason, will yield more mushrooms. And that applies to white morels and black morels. If you're up north and you're looking in those big popple stands, a lot of times if you find a little hump, anything in the forest floor that's a little bit different, you'll find more mushrooms there. And the big difference between looking for black morels and looking for white morels is when you're looking for black morels, you're looking in an area. You find a big stand of popples, usually that's the best spot, and you're gonna, once you find one, you're gonna search that whole area. There's no proximity to a certain tree, it's usually to a certain area. And when you're looking for white morels in the southern third of the state, you're really tree specific. You're looking for those dead elm trees, maybe apple trees, some people like the dead ash trees, but you're looking for a certain tree and then you're looking around that base. So when you're walking through the woods of central Michigan, don't be looking at the ground. Look up in the air, look for that dead elm tree off in the distance, wherever it might be, walk to that tree, then look down. One last thing to touch on is this is a great time to spend time in the woods with friends and family, or maybe introduce somebody new to the outdoors. It's a nice time of the year to be outside. A lot of times they're not too difficult to find. You can have good quality experiences. Today I was out here with my wife and 2-month-old baby, just a short trip, an hour or so, but a lot of fun to have people out in the woods this time of year, and it's a great way to get people into the outdoors and maybe worry about hunting or fishing later on.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you get out on the water. This time of year is a great time to try your hand at fishing. Now, speaking of fishing, coming up over the next few weeks, we'll have all sorts of stuff headed your way. We've got bow fishing at night, bass fishing, walleye fishing, all sorts of fun for you. And if you get a chance, check us out online too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. You can always check us out online at MichiganOutofdoorsTV.com. We also are on several social media platforms. And if you're ever on YouTube, you can subscribe to us there on YouTube, and then you get an email every time we post something new. A good way to kind of keep up on what we're up to. Make sure you are joining us over the next couple of weeks. If we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. Michigan's hunters and anglers are essential partners to the health of the state's wildlife and habitats. The Michigan Wildlife Council is dedicated to ensuring our hunting and fishing heritage and Michigan's natural resources are preserved for future generations. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses, Pictured Rocks Boat Cruise is on the web at picturedrocks.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my homestay. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man.